Summary of the life and career of Julius Caesar, legend who shaped the Roman Empire. Chapter 1, Childhood and Family, from 100 BC to 82 BC. Julius Caesar, full name Gaius Julius Caesar, was born on July 12, 100 BC in Rome, in an ancient aristocratic family of the Julii, though no longer wealthy at the time. His family proudly claimed descent from Aeneas, a mythical Trojan figure and ancestor of Romulus, the founder of Rome. His father, also named Gaius Julius Caesar, held the position of praetor, senior magistrate, but died suddenly in 85 BC when Caesar was only 15. His mother, Aurelia Cotta, was an intelligent, resolute woman who profoundly influenced her son's character and education. Caesar had two sisters, Julia Major and Julia Minor. Young Caesar grew up in the bustling Subura district, where he interacted with both the aristocracy and the working class. Aurelia ensured her son received a thorough education in law, history, philosophy, and Greek literature. He was tutored by Marcus Antonius Nifo, a renowned teacher of the time, who inspired Caesar's oratory and political thinking. These skills became the foundation for his illustrious career. In 84 BC, Caesar married Cornelia, daughter of Lucius Cornelius Cinna, leader of the Populars faction. This marriage was not only a bond of affection but also a political alliance, tying Caesar to the democratic faction opposed to the Optimates. They had a daughter named Julia. Cornelia was an educated woman deeply cherished by Caesar, and his love for her helped him remain loyal despite political pressures from opponents. When Sulla, the Roman dictator and leader of the aristocratic Optimates, came to power and began purging the Populars, Caesar was ordered to divorce his wife. He refused, demonstrating his loyalty and clear political stance. Sulla confiscated his property and placed him on a proscription list, forcing Caesar to flee to the Sabine Mountains. With the help of friends and especially his mother, Aurelia, who worked with the Vestal virgins and influential members of the Julii family to intervene, Caesar was pardoned by Sulla. However, Sulla warned, "In him, there is much of Marius," implying that Caesar carried the rebellious spirit of his uncle, Gaius Marius, Sulla's archenemy. After leaving Rome to avoid surveillance, Caesar joined the army and served in Asia Minor. During the military campaign against King Mithridates VI, ruler of Pontus, now northern Turkey, he was sent to Bithynia, a Roman allied kingdom, now part of Turkey, to meet King Nicomedes IV to request naval support. Caesar performed his mission brilliantly, contributing significantly to Rome's victory. His time there allowed him to gain valuable military and diplomatic experience, laying the groundwork for his future career. Chapter 2, Military and Political Career, from 81 BC, 60 BC. After Sulla's death in 78 BC, Caesar returned to Rome and began his political career. He gained fame by prosecuting two corrupt officials and winning in court. In 76 BC, while traveling to Rhodes to study oratory under Apollonius Molon, Caesar was kidnapped by pirates. He boldly demanded they increase his ransom to 50 talents and threatened to execute them. After his release, he kept his word. He organized a fleet, captured, and executed the pirates. In 73 BC, Caesar became a quaestor, the first administrative position in the Roman Republic's political system, serving in Hispania, where he began building influence in the provinces. When his wife Cornelia died in 69 BC, he held a public funeral, an unusual act for a young woman, demonstrating genuine affection and gaining public support. That same year, he was elected aedile, responsible for festivals and public works. In 65 BC, Caesar was elected praetor, a senior magistrate in Rome. In 62 BC, he was appointed governor of Hispania Ulterior, a province in the western Iberian Peninsula, now Spain and Portugal. There, he subdued local tribes and was awarded the title of imperator, victorious general. Although the Senate granted him a triumph, he declined to run for consul, the highest office in the Roman Republic. In 60 BC, he formed the first triumvirate with Crassus and Pompey, marrying his daughter Julia to Pompey to strengthen the political alliance. This move allowed him to dominate much of Rome's political scene. Caesar demonstrated his ability to balance the interests of different factions, establishing himself as a strategic visionary skilled at building enduring political alliances and leveraging collective power. Chapter 3, Conquest of Gaul and Supreme Power, from 59 BC, 49 BC. As consul in 59 BC, Caesar passed numerous reform laws, distributing land to the poor and veterans despite fierce opposition from the aristocracy. He relied on the support of Crassus and Pompey to expedite these policies, even using force to impose his will. After his consulship, he was appointed governor of 3 Gallic provinces for a 5-year term. From 58 BC, he launched a campaign to conquer all of Gaul, now France, Belgium, and parts of Germany. In these campaigns, he defeated the Helvetii, Suebi, and Veneti tribes, employing superior tactics and flexible military command. In 55 BC, Caesar became the first Roman general to cross the Rhine into Germania and cross the Channel to attack Britannia. Though he did not establish permanent control, he expanded Rome's influence. With each victory, he amassed wealth, slaves, and fame, building a fiercely loyal army, crucial for his next steps toward power. However, the final years of the war saw the largest uprising, led by Vercingetorix, chief of the Arverni tribe, a Gallic people. At Alesia, now in Burgundy, France, Caesar besieged the city and built a double fortification system, blocking both the defenders and their reinforcements. The victory here ended all resistance in Gaul and solidified Caesar's absolute power. Vercingetorix was captured, taken to Rome, and executed during a triumph. The Gallic campaign not only brought wealth but also elevated Caesar to a status unmatched by any Roman leader. However, the deaths of Julia, Pompey's wife, and Crassus broke the triumvirate. Pompey aligned with the Senate, while Caesar faced demands to disband his army and return to Rome as a private citizen. He refused, declaring, "The die is cast," and crossed the Rubicon, sparking a civil war. Chapter 4, Civil War and Dictatorship, from 49 BC, 44 BC. As Caesar advanced on Rome, Pompey and the Senate fled to Greece. He avoided bloodshed, taking Rome peacefully, reorganizing the administration, and ensuring food supplies for the people. In 48 BC, at the Battle of Pharsalus, he defeated Pompey despite having fewer troops. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he was killed by King Ptolemy XIII, an act Caesar strongly condemned. In Egypt, Caesar supported Cleopatra VII in her bid for the throne. They became lovers and had a son, Caesar Ion. He helped Cleopatra consolidate power, defeating Ptolemy in the Battle of the Nile. Afterward, Caesar moved to Asia Minor and North Africa to eliminate remaining opposition forces. In 46 BC, he returned to Rome after defeating Cato and his allies at Thapsus. He held 4 consecutive triumphal parades, rebuilt the city, and enacted numerous reforms. He reorganized the Roman calendar into the Julian calendar, closely resembling the modern one. He expanded citizenship, distributed land, and implemented policies to stabilize society. Caesar was appointed dictator for life, dictator perpetuo, in 44 BC. He was revered almost as a god, depicted on coins while alive, honored in temples, and titled Father of the Fatherland. However, this raised fears among the aristocracy that he aimed to become king, contrary to republican traditions. On March 15, 44 BC, Caesar was assassinated during a Senate meeting at the theater of Pompey. Over 60 senators participated, stabbing him 23 times, and he fell at the base of Pompey's statue. His death shocked Rome and triggered a new civil war. Caesar was not only killed for his power but also for crossing the boundaries of a Roman citizen, unacceptable in the republican society of the time. Chapter 5, Legacy and Lasting Impact. Despite his assassination, Julius Caesar's legacy endured. His adopted nephew and heir, Octavian, later Augustus, defeated Brutus and Cassius at Philippi and then Antony at Actium, becoming the first emperor of the Roman Empire. Caesar laid the foundation for a disguised monarchy, where the emperor held supreme power while maintaining the facade of a republic. His reforms in administration, the military, and law shaped Rome for centuries. His Julian calendar lasted until the 16th century. Militarily, he was one of history's greatest strategists. His works are not only historical accounts but also textbooks on tactics, strategy, and leadership. He is compared to Alexander the Great and Napoleon for his leadership and ability to inspire. Julius Caesar not only transformed Roman history but also world history. Through his talent, ambition, and courage, he transcended all limits, leaving a name that endures through time.